Good morning, y'all, y buenos dias. If y'all are new here, my name is Jen. I'm a mama to 3 kiddos, and I make videos on all things homeschooling, homemaking, and motherhood. For today's video, I wanted to share our curriculum picks for the kindergarten school year. If y'all are interested, then keep on watching. So I've already shared a lot of these elements in my homeschool haul video, and so I'll link that down below, but I kind of wanted to share just exactly what we're going to be working with my up-and-coming kindergartner. So Guali just turned 5 in May, and so we're really excited just to get some more structured time in. He sees Luna, who is almost 8. She'll be 8 November. She's doing all these real things, right? He wants to do that so bad, and so he's been practicing with a couple of things here and there, but it has never been hyper structured, and he wants to do that. Well, I'm all about it, and so I'm going to show y'all a couple of little things that we're going to be doing for kindergarten. We really just focus on reading, writing, and math, just on those core basics, because we also do family subjects, and I'll be sharing a video on that too, on all the things that we do with both of them. That's a lot more relaxed, that's a lot more unit study based and just interest based. But for right now, I'm going to show y'all the elemental phonics, which is just absolutely divine. We love this program. This is actually the program that we use to teach Luna how to read, but the actual book didn't exist yet. I follow JDA on Teachers Pay Teachers for forever, and most of our work has been from her. Very, very straight to the point. You know, it's no pictures, no anything. It's no nonsense for sure. And it's just an extremely efficient way to teach them how to read. We've already completed level 1, which is the very basic CVC's decoding style, and these are more letter blends. And so we actually already started it. We're on lesson 21 because, again, he's been super excited, super pumped to kind of get through this. But it's just really fantastic. I wanted to do an entire video of a flip through of all of my JDA curriculum that I have. I have this, I have some sight word things. I have just a bunch of stuff from her that we have used for years and have worked fantastically. So this is our reading that we've been using. We also are going to be using the Dash into Learning program, which I've also showed. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, very gentle approach to learning how to read. For those of y'all who didn't see, I mean, look how beautiful these are. They're just absolutely stunning. And again, you start off, this is like the very beginning of it, and you do your letter sounds, some sight words, and then you really start going into blending, and you have all these beginner blends, and then you're reading. And so then they start their story, and it's just beautiful. And by the end of it, they get to really feel accomplished that they were able to read the entire book. Along with that, for reading, we are also starting the Explode the Code number 1. I mentioned in my previous video that he has done the ABC. I think it's called Before the Code, and he loved it. It was so cute, and Luna's also done it too. And so it was just so nostalgic for me as well. And it's just very, very simple, very mastery based. And again, whenever they're this little, you want them to feel so hype. You want them to feel so accomplished. So you want to push them just at the right level. And it's so hard to know that, right? It's so hard to know, like, well, how far do I push? And it really just depends on each child. And I know that that can be the hardest thing to do, especially when you have multiple children. And it's like, oh, well, this child learned this at this rate. Why isn't this child learning this? Because it's a different person. They are people. They are whole people. So you have to take that into consideration. Everyone has different skill sets. Everyone picks up on things at a different rate. And so trying to keep that in mind will save you so much heartache and headache and frustration, because you don't want to push someone so far that they don't want to do anything at all, but you also don't want to not challenge them enough to where, like, this is boring and I don't even feel like doing this. And so with these, he's feeling so pro, because he knows how to read all of these words already. So he's feeling, I'm pretty sure that's Nana trying to get in. He's feeling so accomplished, and yet it's pushing him just a little far, because at the end of each one of these lessons, he's having to spell these words by himself. And so again, he's feeling really confident, and then it's like, ooh, this is a challenge, but I got this, I can handle this. And so that's what I really love about these books, because it goes so layered, it's so slow and steady, but it gives them that sense of accomplishment while also still challenging them right at the very end. And the last thing for reading that we have been using, I don't even want to say we will be using, is the All About Reading. We love this program. Luna loved this program. This is actually my teacher's guide from when Luna was little. And so we are reading through this book. It comes with all the readers. And as you progress, this one's level 1, so it comes with 2 readers, I believe. And I believe level 2 came with 3 readers, and it just kind of progresses from there. But we are almost to the end of this reader. So we're about halfway through the program. And let's see, so I can just show y'all one of the stories. So this is the story that we read yesterday, and it's called Six Fish. And so we're working on those SHs now, and CHs and THs. And so this is what he read. And he was so excited. He was so excited. He gets to call my mom and read it to her. He gets to call my mother-in-law and read it. And so he's really excited to share that fact that he's been able to accomplish this. And that's really, really what you want, especially at this age. You don't want them to feel like, oh, wow, I can't do this, or I'm not as smart as this other person, because that's only going to breed frustration and this negative energy towards everything that you're working toward. And so I've always loved the illustrations in these. They're like color pencil, I think, and that's how all of them are. But yeah, so these are the little stories, and obviously it starts off with the very, very simple ones. This is the first story, and I remember when we sat down with him, Luna was like, I remember that story. And so when we go back and forth, when we, we're at almost all the way over here, but we still keep going back. And we try to do one story that he reads out loud to all of us at least once a day. And that just not only obviously helps with reading practice, but it also helps with like presence, especially when you're reading. You need to have a flow of reading. And I think that that's something that oftentimes we forget. Like when we're reading, we have to also practice reading out loud. Sometimes we think like, oh, once the kids got it, then like we don't have to practice that. But it's a super important skill to have, to be able to read out loud into a room. So this is our next little story, and we're super hyped about that. But this program is a true classic reading program for a reason. There's all kinds of activities in here. So this is the little activity book. Whenever I purchased this for Kwali, I only had to purchase the activity book because I already had the teacher's guide and all the readers. And so in here, they have word flippers, which was like one of Luna's favorite things to do. And you're just doing either final blends or beginning letter sound or ending letter sound. They have their practice words that they're going to be practicing before their stories. There's tons of cutting and pasting and characters. We were working with a rat earlier this week. We made it into a little puppet, and the rat was eating some cheese, and he had to like read the word before the rat ate the cheese. It's just super fun, very hands-on, like a lot of cutting and pasting. So it's really enjoyable for the kiddos. And next is handwriting, and we will be doing the Dash into Handwriting program. When it comes to handwriting, y'all, I feel like my kids have always just blown through handwriting programs really quickly. They have a pretty decent handwriting, and so I can't complain too much about it. But there's tons of little mazes and games, which is all really helpful for that hand-eye coordination. It just helps them a lot with that practice. And so for Luna, we have always used handwriting without tears. And that's actually what we were going to be working on with her for this year. She wants to do this so bad, and I'm probably just going to give her the level 3 because I have all 1, 2, and 3 saved. And so I'll probably just let her have that one after she's done with her handwriting without tears. And I really love that program because there's like spaces for them to color, and she's always really enjoyed it. It's very meticulous for how it is that you're supposed to make your letters, which I really enjoy. And so after we're done with this, we'll probably end up getting our hands on a copy of the kindergarten handwriting without tears as well. But I really enjoy all of the little activities that go along with it. I know that handwriting can be really tedious for kids, kind of boring sometimes. And so I really do love when there's like coloring spaces and little activities that they can do along with it. And finally, we have math, and we will be working with Math with Confidence. Luna finished this program, and we really enjoyed it, and Kwali is pretty quick to catch on to math, and so I feel like we'll kind of be blowing through this one really quick. I already have the first grade math book, the teacher's guide, and so I would only need to be buying the workbook for him if we do end up getting there a little bit quicker than I expect. And so I'm super excited. This is very, very hands-on. You do need the workbook, but you have to have the teacher's manual. This is not just like a workbook kind of program. Everything that you're doing is hands-on, and then there's only like one worksheet for each kind of unit that you're doing, because most of it is like they are physically learning that math skill, which is, I love that. I love that they're like tangibly understanding these concepts, because a lot of math gets lost, especially on young kids, if they can't tangibly see what it is that they're working on. So I love this program. I really enjoyed it the first time, and I know that I'm really going to enjoy it with Guali. Like I said, he's pretty quick to pick up on these things. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a breeze. And that's it. That's it for our reading, writing, and math. Like I said, we do family subjects for our science and our history and our geography and our poetry and all that. And I'll make a whole video on all the resources that we're using for that. But that is it for today's video. If you have any comments or questions, please shoot them down below. Class, for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.